Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Let's Play Heroes of a Broken Land 2. We could go home now, but I think we should stay and try to get some more items. Because at the moment our equipment is not what it should be. You see that there is a broken bridge. The broken bridge, in theory, would take us to another land. The only problem is that building the bridge costs 1,000 gold pieces. And at the moment, we have 1,000 gold pieces, but we'll need them for something else. We can make our way home and enhance our buildings a little bit. We could buy a windmill for more income, a water well for better heroes, a quarry we cannot build at the moment, a bazaar where we can buy stuff, and, well, basically we don't need coin as much and we don't need heroes. What we could buy is the bazaar and see what they offer. And as you can see, at least they're selling some items. And you see that the items have minimum requirements. Now, what that basically means is that not all the heroes can wear all the items. So, for example, in the old game, you could equip your Medicore hero or your youngest hero with the absolutely super items, level 100, and then he would just slaughter everything he runs into. That is no longer possible, because every item has a prerequisite what it needs as attributes to work. And if your heroes don't have that, well, bad luck for you, because you're screwed. You cannot use the item. So the old trick, take a level 1 hero and put him into the arena with level 100 equipment and level him up to be a gladiator from rank 1 is no longer possible. Which is a shame, because it was a good trick, if you ask me. It was a marvelous trick. However, that here is a gate. The gate is... you need a stone to activate the gate, and then it will teleport you. The stone can be found in a dungeon, and the dungeon, of course, is crawling with monsters. How else could it be? So, we have already checked our entire island by now. Looks fine to me. So, nothing more we can do. We can have a quick look if there are new heroes arrived, but I don't think they're that good. No, you're not good. You are acceptable. Actually, is really great. We should keep him for our second team, because we can have more than one team. He would be good, but with this intelligence, he is definitely not. We should think about buying more items, though, and more buildings, and I would totally go for an inn. And in the inn I want stables, because that will increase our movement, and I love movement. With that being said, before we go into the dungeon, let's look at equipment. As you can see, everything that is marked green means it's better equipment than what we're wearing. So at the moment, we have the luxury of having some weapons to choose from. That is as good as it gets, and here we go. Okay, so now we're ready to go into the dungeon. Keep in mind there are traps in dungeon, and keep in mind that you cannot disengage from fights. If you run into a fight, it's a fight for life. You die or they die. There is no other way to do this. Keep in mind that it's always best to get your enemy in the back. So if they're enemies, try to outflank them. The more you outflank them, the better. Because if you flank them, you get a bonus to your reaction. If you, for example, like this guy... Oh, now he flanked me. So he will strike with a higher initiative. See, he struck before we could. That is, of course, not how it should be. I'm not using any magic against this guy because he was alone. But now we're getting these guys from behind, which means we get an entire turn free. We'll not use any magic against these guys, because in theory, our pure attack power should be enough to knock these guys out of the fight. They might hit us once, but we've got a healer. We're okay. And we got them from behind, so we will strike mostly before they can strike. The secret of speed, ladies and gentlemen. The secrets of speed. Yeah, don't expect the items in the starting dungeons to be that fancy. You might think, is it a valid tactic to go into a high-level dungeon and try to grab items and make a run for it? That is a tactic. I used it in the old game. It is no longer that valid or that possible. Get this guy from behind. Because you cannot disengage, and there is, as far as I know, not yet the skill of monster detection. And without monster detection in the minimap, it is very, very risky. That, for example, is a trap. Always keep an eye out for traps. As for monster's movement, the monster will always move in the direction it is facing until it runs into a wall. Then it will stop moving and be faced against the wall. Or it will try to... See, that monster just moved there. He didn't activate by now. And we could try to run past this guy, but then we'll run into the other guy who's coming from there, so we should avoid that. So the best course of action is use our flanking here. Then immediately make a step back, so that he runs to our side. See? He's running through, and we get him from behind. Beautiful. That's how we like it. Well, personal sexual preferences aside, you get them from behind, you get a free call. So that's basically it. Do not wonder why that this gold is so little. There will be a lot more gold in the higher dungeons. Now you wonder why he didn't attack me, because he was not facing me and I was not facing him, and I was moving too fast for him, so he couldn't turn around and attack me. So you can move past enemies even though you are close to them, simply by moving fast and do not face them. Of course, when they're facing your directions, you're screwed, basically. But that should be obvious. So far, we're doing pretty good. Now we have a problem because... the gate opened. I know where that gate is, because those of you who were watching know that... Oh, look at that. Yes, sometimes it's worth checking a dungeon twice. Get this guy from behind. There is another trap. It's so easy to run in the traps. You say, oh, they're obvious, Boris. How can I ever... You will. Trust me. You will. You will miss a trap and you will run into it and you will take damage like boy. Oh, he's alone. I'm pretty sure he has a key because the rest of the doors are locked by keys, so it would make sense. Beautiful. Yeah, there is the key. Woohoo! So this game does not allow to kite. What is kiting? Kiting is the ability or the movement of the enemy. So you're kiting an enemy means you move out of harm's way before he can strike. For example, in Grimlock, this was possible. In Eye of the Beholder, it was possible. It's not possible here. When you're engaged in combat, you're engaged in combat. Okay, we must be really careful, but because there will be a super monster in this dungeon, a big guy with an aura, and we don't want to run into this guy unprepared because that tends to hurt a lot. Who did spot it? Yes, there is another trap. Be minded that the traps can also be from the top downwards. That is also possible. And there are even worse traps with some kind of explosion mechanism. But I think they're easier to spot. The ones I miss most are the ones on the... Oh, look at that mess. They're not moving, that's a problem. So we're freezing. The ones I miss most are the ones on the ceiling. I typically run into them. It's a really bad habit, I know, but that's how it is. Beautiful. So let's take this guy out. Shouldn't be that hard. And the others will hopefully move forward, run into the wall, and then we can get them from the side, from the back. That would be beautiful, wouldn't it? I'm pretty sure it would. No, they're not doing me that. I might be able to. That was dangerous move. But that was tactical movement at its best, I guess. So now we get them from behind. We might be able to dispatch them without any real problems. Because we get a free attack. This guy will only get one attack, but we should still be able to move before they do. Keep in mind that if you do special attacks, whatever kind of attack, it normally decreases your speed, meaning you're not able to strike immediately and you're not able to strike that fast. Oh boy, look at that. Look at this. There is the guy with the aura. He's the most dangerous of them all. We really have to be careful about this guy. Now what do we do? Okay, we're alone. So first we kill him, then we move back, they will move past us, and then we'll get them from behind, hopefully. If we get them from behind, hopefully, it is theoretically possible that we can get these guys down without getting killed. Although it is unlikely. Strike magic, strike. Yeah, we've got nothing else left, so we can just strike. It's a shame, I know. The main problem is that the skeleton knight can only be attacked by our left side and not by our right side. Oh boy, we're in for trouble. Yes, he's done. Oh boy, that was... For those don't know, this guy can strike so hard he can kill one of our guys with one strike. And he strikes more than one time. So this guy is totally able to kill the entire team, or half of the team, let's say half of the team, with one attack. No problems whatsoever. He can just do that. Now we should take that coin with us. It's only 2 gold, but sometimes the picking up mechanism isn't working. And of course we don't want any gold to go to waste. Before I miss something... Okay. According to this, we have not been here. Yes, you can move on the mini-map. Map. I'm a little bit confused. Because normally the evil guy is on the end of the dungeon. And he seems to be more in the middle this time. And there is not a lot of stuff here. So why bother? I don't see any secrets. So let's maneuver by the minimap. Okay. Yeah. So my son is there, so we have to hurry up. That is the last chest and the last guys. We'll take them out in no time.
Ich mag das.
Willie, you have to talk English. My son is learning English. So far it looks good. We took some damage, but not a lot. Well, this is how fights normally go, because we're fighting one-on-one. We didn't get them from behind, we didn't get them from the side, so it's just initiative, and our initiative isn't that high.
Da sind 3 Goldstücke.
Woohoo! We have a level up. We can now spend, in theory,
Papa, du hättest 3 Goldstücke kriegen können.
We could now, in theory, spend our points to become a better mage. But what we do is we put our points into strength to become a fighter with him, and we put our points into speed. And we don't waste the skill points. Same here, we put the points into speed. We put more points into speed because I like speed. Shield is interesting, but at the moment it is not benefiting us. We want strength, we want agility, and we want speed. You know what? We want more speed than we want agility. Perfection. The willpower isn't enough. We want more speed. Take that from agility, put it on speed. You're pretty speedy, but I want you even... Oh, yeah, you need 2 points in strength to become a fighter, and the rest into speed. Ooh, you are not a beautiful example, to say the very least, but we'll put everything into speed.
Alles klar, Papa. Da hast du eine Truhe.
575 Gold.
Warte, Papa, da ist noch Gold. Ich dachte, da wäre noch Gold.
Alles gut. I think we're done here. The dungeon has been cleared, so we can leave the dungeon.
Bist du fertig?
Yay! Oh boy, is that the treasure we get? That is not a lot. However, we did okay. Let's look at the equipment. If there's anything that can better us at the moment. Oh, look at that. I like this, and I like that, and I like this. Yes, this might lead to one of our people being better equipped than the rest, simply for the reason that I clicked them first and then changed the equipment, but I still think that is okay.
Papa, aber wir brauchen... Hast du alles Gold weggeschnappt?
Ich denke. If a number is white, it means it is equal. Dann wäre das schade.
Ich glaube, du hast 3 Münzen vergessen.
So, our equipment is now okay, at least when it comes to firepower. And when we go back now and look at the shrine, we should notice that we're now able to learn more of our people with magic. Magic. Perfect. And are we also able to give some of our guys more fighting experience? Yes, we are. Beautiful. And we could even buy another building. We couldn't expand the market and get one more market building. We don't need something that helps with the income. We could build the quarry to lower expenses, because all the buildings will be cheaper to build. But keep in mind that this also takes up a slot, and there's only so many buildings we can build. So I'm not sure that is a good plan. We could keep it in mind to make the buildings cheaper to build, but that will also take one building off the list on the market that we can build.
Papa, ich wollte Ninjago gucken.
So, my son wants to look at Ninjago, so we stop it here and we'll see each other next time. Bye!